फिर से आपका स्वागत है। पूरे विश्व के लिए एक सबसे बड़ी खबर आ रही है जो कि इस कोरोना वायरस महामारी से जुड़ी हुई है। जिसने कोरोना वायरस बनाया है उसको अमेरिका की सरकार ने पकड़ लिया है। उसका नाम चार्ल्स एम लीबर है और सरकार ने यह भी बताया है कि वो हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में केमिस्ट्री और बायोलॉजी का प्रोफेसर है। और तो और चार्ल्स एम लीबर का यह भी कहना है कि उसने ही चाइना को यह वायरस बेचा है।
This morning, Massachusetts State Representative David Nangle was arrested for illegally using campaign funds for personal expenses, defrauding a local bank to secure loans to pay gambling and personal debts, and tax fraud. Overall, the indictment charges Nangle with 28 counts of wire fraud, bank fraud, filing false tax returns, and making false statements to a bank. David Nangle has been an elected member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives for 20 years, representing the 17th Middlesex District, which encompasses parts of Lowell and surrounding towns. Based on the indictment, as to Representative Nangle's campaign funds, it appears that over the years he has stolen over $70,000 of those funds for personal use. Nangle spent that money using a debit card, but also tried to hide his misuse of funds by first buying gift cards purportedly for his staff and then using him for his own personal expenses. Also, to deceive the Massachusetts Office of Campaign and Political Finance and others, Nangle also used an acquaintance as a straw campaign vendor who was paid for providing fake services to Nangle's campaigns, paid with campaign funds, and then gave those funds to Nangle himself for Nangle to use. Nangle used this money to, among other things, pay golf club dues, rent cars for travel to casinos, and to buy flowers for his girlfriend. He then lied on his disclosures to the Office of Campaign and Political Finance to hide all of this activity, and did all of this despite the OCPF having audited Nangle's use of campaign finances in 2007, 2009, 2010, and 2016. So throughout this activity, he was aware that his use of funds was under scrutiny by state authorities. To secure access to even more funding, the indictment alleges that Nangle also lied on 4 bank loan applications at a Lowell bank, including a mortgage application and 3 applications for lines of credit. For example, to show sufficient income to qualify for a mortgage loan, Nangle forged a consulting agreement and a Form 1099, showing extra income from consulting work that he never performed. He also disguised gambling expenses and gambling winnings, including paying someone to collect his winnings at a casino so that he would not appear on required disclosures the casino had to make to the IRS for people with gambling winnings over a certain amount. Overall, Nangle secured over $300,000 in loans from this local bank through fraud. It appears that Representative Nangle also filed false tax returns over several years, going back at least to 2014, mostly by including fake deductions that then allowed him to show no taxable income for a given year. He ultimately defrauded the IRS of tens of thousands of dollars in tax revenue. These fake deductions included, for example, a falsified Schedule C, showing thousands of dollars in phony business expenses for the fake consulting work that I mentioned earlier, inflated mileage and commuting expenses related to his job as a state representative, and fake charitable donations. Nangle used other people to help him execute the false returns, including a friend for whom Nangle had secured a state job, and later a tax preparer who Nangle misled into helping him defraud the IRS. Finally, according to the indictment, Nangle also received services from private area businesses that he did not pay for, including work by a Tingsboro contractor on Nangle's home kitchen, bathroom, and a fireplace. That contractor was later awarded lucrative bids for construction projects for which Nangle had secured state funding. If the allegations in the indictment are true, it is safe to say that Representative Nangle has violated the public trust, and especially the trust of constituents who donated to his campaign fund. His pay as a state rep, including leadership and committee assignments, ranged from $60,000 to just over $100,000 in certain years, and yet, according to the indictment, he repeatedly stole and defrauded others so that he could have access to even more funding. Corruption can be easy and tempting for state-level elected officials, but here Representative Nangle went beyond that. This was not a momentary lapse of judgment or a technical foul. This was a systematic pattern of theft and fraud going back to at least 2014. Nangle accomplished it in part using people close to him.
अमेरिका की सरकार ने चाइना को यह भी कहा है अगर इसमें चाइना को कोई हाथ हुआ तो अमेरिका की सरकार चाइना की सरकार पर सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करेगी। रफ्तार न्यूज में अभी तक के लिए इतना ही। नई खबरों के लिए बने रहिए रफ्तार न्यूज के साथ।